floodplain permits, where's our guy at?
I'll go get him.
Okay, thank you.
He'll be with you in 1 moment.
Doing good. Come on up here, buddy. Come on up here by the microphone.
All right.
Could we have the list before you start reading off?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Here, let me put it out here. There's only pending. There are no approved for this one. There are no approved. So we have just a pending. Good evening, everyone. Like I said, the only thing we have this time are pending permits. There have been no approved permits since the last commission meeting. I'm slowing the process down, trying to figure some stuff out internally and make sure that we are doing things the way that we're supposed to be doing on our ordinance. Okay. So as of right now, these are new permits that came in. No action has been taken on these as of this point. We have number 14-193 from EQT Production. It's pending 51414. It's located at Route 18 South, Bluestone, in the West Union District. We have number 14-208 from Antero. It's the North Canton Connector Pipeline, pending 6/10/2014. And that's Route 23 North, the Ashley, McElroy Creek, and Riggins Run area. Number 14-209, EQT Gathering, Neely Storage Yard, pending 6/10/2014, Central Station Road and Arnold's Creek Road to the Right Fork Run Road area. Number 14-215, Antero, Arnold's Creek Withdrawal to Diane Davis Tank Pad, pending 6/10/2014. That is Central Station Road, Arnold's Creek Road, again to Right Fork Run Road. Number 14-216, Dominion. It's an H94 pipeline replacement. We're still waiting on additional info from that. It's in the Isaac Camp area. It is not located in the floodplain. Number 14-220, we have the Charles W. Wellings Jr. It is pending 6/22/2014. That's located at Route 18 South, Bluestone Creek by the NBC outlets. Number 14-223 is Antero. It's the Diane Davis Pipeline, pending 6/23/2014, located in the Arnold's Creek Road, St. Calvin's Road. Number 14-224, Mark West Liberty Midstream LLC, located at the Sherwood Processing Plant. It's the 138B Phase 2. It's not the floodplain. These are aerial lines and electrical poles placed outside of the floodplain. It will cross the floodplain, but it will be an aerial, so there will be no ground impact to the floodplain. Number 14-225, Antero, a Melody Pipeline, and it's not in the floodplain. It's located in Camp Mistake and Knights Fort area. Number 14-226, Antero, Webb Lateral. That is also not the floodplain. The James E. Webb properties on Oxford Road, turn right on the County Route 21/1. Number 14-227, Antero. That's the Spiker Freshwater Impoundment, not the floodplain as well. That's located at George Camp's Run, Sioux and Spiker properties. We also have 14-228 to Antero, Nichols Pipeline, not the floodplain. It's located at Greenwood, Duckworth, Long Run, 1.6 miles left off the Rock Road, it says. And number 14-229, Crestwood Marcellus Midstream LLC. That's the Victor and Brooks Pipeline, pending, and that's at Wheat House Fort and Standing Stone Run. And so those are all the pending permits. Again, no action has been taken on any of these permits. No of these permits have been approved since the last commission meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Have you spoken to Mr. Tennant?
I have spoken to Mr. Tennant. The hearing that was supposed to be this evening was postponed. I'm not sure. I know you talked to him after that I talked to him because I was at the floodplain manager's conference yesterday in Blackwater Falls. Do we have a date yet for that hearing?
Spoke to him on the phone. Somebody's got a question.
I talked to him.
You got a question?
I've got a question, but she's talking about, go ahead, I can wait.
I spoke with him on the phone yesterday, and this is his recommendation. Okay? I'll try to repeat it word for word. Our next regular commission meeting will be July.
First.
Second? What is it, first? July 1st. Our next regular commission meeting, July 1st. It starts at 9 a.m. in the morning. He wants to hold the hearing at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on that day. Now, what do we have to do to advertise this, or what do we have to do? We want to do this legally like we're supposed to.
I'm not sure, I would have to look at the date, because I didn't know the date, to make sure that we can get everything in the newspaper and published properly. I know we do have to announce at the commission meeting, and then there's a period of time. I'll have to refer back to the actual ordinance to make sure that we do it absolutely correct.
Okay, now, I'm announcing it now.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So, how soon can you research that and tell us if we're doing this properly?
I can do that in 5 minutes.
Okay,
Come back
thank
in
you.
for you.
Thank you.
So,
Yes.
The EQT gathering and Neely Storage, it's right across the road from me. They're already working there.
that is, they're not doing storage yard, what they're doing is, because we haven't researched this, they're actually doing fabrication work there. And they have a contract agreement with the landowner. Since there is no development that's going on, they're not putting any structures in, they're not actually digging into the floodway or anything else, or the floodplain, excuse me. We don't have any regulatory ability to stop them. Now, what I have done, we had some neighbors complaining about the pipes and things. Contacted EQT, requested them to move the pipes up towards the road, which to me just makes sense anyway. Why they put their processing station all the way down towards the creek bank, I have no idea. So they've done that, but then I understand today when I came in that they had came in, somebody else had come in and dumped more in there today.
Somebody was there today.
Yeah. So I had Katie call today back to EQT to try to get them to move that pipe that they just put in there, because it was probably another subcontractor that didn't know the word, to get them to move that back out as well. Unfortunately, there is no permit on that. It's an agreement with the landowner. Since there's no development going on there, they're working there, but they're not building anything or constructing anything there.
They have
Our ordinance doesn't have any.
excavation equipment there now, so they're moving dirt. I mean, that's development, even if it's not going to have a structure there. They are moving dirt around and all.
I did not, when I was out there, the only thing I saw was the pipes and things like that.
They have an excavator there moving the pipe.
Okay.
So they're moving dirt on a floodplain.
No, they're moving pipe, not dirt.
Okay. If that's the case, if they're just trying to get the pipe out of there, then they're actually doing what we asked them to do. Now, if they're moving dirt, if they're actually scooping dirt and excavating, then that is an issue, and we can take issue with that. I will go back out, and we'll be back in Thursday, and I'll go back out and check the property, because that is a concern. But if they're just moving the pipes, that's basically what we're trying to get done and accomplished.
Okay, number 203 was pending the last time, and it was, I believe it was announced in the newspaper, it was published on the 23rd of April, May, and it was announced here at this meeting on the 3rd of June, and it was to be approved the 10th of June. Did it get approved?
No permits have been approved since the last commission meeting,
Why is there none?
because it was listed as pending at the last commission meeting, right? We're not going to duplicate, you've already got a record of it, that is there. It should be pending. These are new permits that have come in since the last commission meeting.
208 was there last
Permits,
time.
so that would be all.
Well, that I don't know much.
And
Because Katie prepared the list for me, so that's what I was told.
Okay,
It says pending permits, okay, so you all have to pay them.
thank you.
But nothing has been approved. I can say that. Nothing's been approved since I have a couple copies here for anyone. I already gave you another one. This is the new, I'll give you one as well here. This is what I talked about last time, is we're looking at revamping the process for the actual application for floodplain permit. The ordinance itself is really written for residential. Nationally, it's written for residential. It doesn't really address commercial, industrial at all, other than like building a shopping center and things of that nature. The oil and gas industry is really not addressed at all. Okay? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to come up with a new permit application itself that is specifically for the gas and oil industry. It's a lot more precise. The previous permit application was some 6 pages with a lot of blank space. This right now is up to 15 pages. There's a couple of pages that are not in here. I think page 11 and a couple of other pages, and there will be a couple of other pages after this as well that I just haven't got done yet. I haven't got completed. But here's a rough draft, basically. We want to push this out to the public for public comment. I'm going to be meeting with the Watershed Association Thursday and giving them the first crack at it to let them, because they're the ones that are most passionate about this, and give them first crack at giving me feedback and ideas on how we can improve this product. Okay? The old application was very vague. It just had basic general directions, just simple things like this. This actually has latitude, longitude points. It's very, very precise. It goes into contractors as well as subcontractors, so that we know specifically who's out working on these sites. As it is right now, you know, again, we don't know who is in that field work. We know that EQT is the one that has the agreement with the landowner to do that work, but we don't know what companies that they have working for them to do that work. So this, in that particular instance, it wouldn't help because it's not a permit issue, but in an actual permitted project, we would know all that data. And so that would allow us to keep track much better of what's actually happening. So I'm open to public comments on this. There's a lot here. It's a lot to digest. There's checks and balances that I'm trying to integrate into here, including a checklist for the floodplain manager ourselves, so to make sure that we've got all of our T's crossed and our I's dotted so that things don't fall through the cracks, to make sure that there is a timeline. One of the things that will be incorporated will be an Excel spreadsheet, which will have all the dates and times and things like that, when it's supposed to go, announced at the commission meetings, when it's supposed to go in the paper, when it was actually published in the paper, what the due date is for it, and things of that nature. So that the process itself is much more precise. It hasn't been precise to this point. So that's what we're trying to, again, bring more precision to it. So any feedback you all have on this, please let me know. I will try to respond to emails and things as quickly as possible. Obviously, I haven't proven myself to be very good at that to this point, but I endeavor to do better. Did you all have any questions?
Well, I have one comment to make. Before you change the ordinance or make any changes, please get over with the tenant and go over with
Absolutely,
him.
absolutely.
Okay.
What I envision is a full process. You know, obviously the legal team within the county has to be included in the process, but we need input from all the stakeholders, industry and citizens, so that it's fair and equitable to everyone, and then all those voices are heard. And then we need to go through an actual process of making sure that everyone has an opportunity to voice their opinions on it.
So we announced the date of the appeals hearing today.
Yes.
Please check and see if this is properly done.
Yeah, let me go back and refer to the ordinance, and I'll be right back with it.
Okay, thank you. That conducts all of our business, except invoices. What?
Do you have any, are you changing the money around in any way, Beth? What's it called? I forget it.
Budget revision.
Budget revision.
Budget revision.
Sheriff's office is moving some money around to pay their postage. We can only do in-house budget revisions right now because the deadline was today for the state budget revision. So it just, they're moving around within their budgets.
When will you know how much money's left in the bank balance?
I won't know because we get a big check in the last week of the year.
But don't y'all meet to sign off on, isn't there something that has to be done? at the end of the fiscal year, Butch comes in and signs or something?
No, the sheriff's office does all the processing of the taxes and stuff. That takes a while. And they give me a final number. The state to move it. But it takes a while. It has to get everything. Yeah. So sheriff will prosecute money.
Got any news for me? Brooke said you would have news for me today. Young Messenger.
My only news for you is whatever the handbook says. She sent me a note on it, but whatever the handbook says, we have to do, so.
Okay, hear that, Greg?
What Jim conveyed to me, and this is what he's conveying to me, I don't know. He's saying that the handbook says that there are, that the minimum
Tim.
you can only have 60 days. What he said, that's all they can be paid for or whatever. But when he said when he went down and talked to them at the retirement board, that the lady said that was against the law. I'm just conveying what was said.
Okay, you have to, I mean, payroll and Beth, tell her, I mean, that's who needs to coordinate that. That's not a, that's really not in our bailiwick anyway, it's theirs.
Well,
But
if the handbook says that, that's what I'm getting at. If the handbook says that, and the law says all of the hours, then, I think we want a handbook that.
well, no, the handbook needs to be changed, it needs to be changed to this.
That's where I'm coming from.
But I mean, I would say, frankly, Beth Keller is the expert on this position. And so, I need to have her look at it. Because, she knows all those ins and outs, she knows the right state girl. So, she's kind of our expert on it. So, I guess if it doesn't line up with the law, then that's what it does. I'm not gonna hold you all that.
Well, you did. You did.
So I'm gonna take it, Mike. It's good to see you all.
Okay, folks.
Okay, the way, Article 8, Section 8.1 says, notice that the time, date, and place of the hearing shall be given to all interested parties by placing an announcement of said hearing date, time, and place on the agenda of the next regularly scheduled Douglas County Commission meeting notice, and to announce the date, time, and place of the appeal hearing no sooner than 10 calendar days from said announcement date. So the way I would interpret that would be then that we cannot hold the hearing in 10 days. What you need to do is you actually need to place the announcement of the hearing, the date, the time, and the place on the next agenda, which would be the July 1st agenda, and then 10 days after that would be as soon as you could hold the actual hearing. That's my interpretation. Since it wasn't placed on the agenda for tonight. So, just pushing the process back, I understand that, but that's by the letter of the ordinance, that is exactly how it reads. So, that's how it's got to be.
So we got to put it on the agenda for July 1,
Yeah.
and we got to announce when the hearing is going to be.
Right, and it can be no sooner than 10 calendar days. So anytime July 11th or after, we can set for that meeting. So if you want to set it for your next commission meeting mid-month, again at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, I would recommend probably 4 o'clock. I don't know, it's up to you all.
I got to call Mr. Kemp. Because he's all set for coming to our next meeting and holding the hearings. Okay.
I don't think that's what's happening, so. We've got a situation I'd like for you guys to come look at with me. It's out in the Sedalia area. There is a bridge that apparently Dominion built quite a ways ago. That was an access, it used to be just a low water creek crossing, and they built a bridge there with some culverts and things. It was concrete bridge. I don't know who permitted it. I don't know if they even did get a permit. This was a long time ago. That bridge has since pretty much went into disrepair. The current group that has it, and I can't think of it right off my head, but the bridge basically fell into two pieces. The concrete slab broke and it basically fell down, okay? So they came in, and instead of taking it out or doing anything with it, they just put concrete over top of it, put concrete along the bank on this side and this side and this side and this side, and put some netting up. Well, the culverts are crushed in on the one side, so they don't hardly allow any water to flow. Debris gets in there as well, and what it do is causing upstream flooding, like almost a mile upstream. It's really, really bad. I would like for you guys to go out with me, potentially, to look at this. I also want to try to get DOH, really has nothing to do with it, but DOH, as well as DEP and Army Corps, to come out and look at it as well, because that thing needs taken out of there.
Will it be on Elkhorn Road?
It is out Sedalia area.
Skelton?
Again,
Is it on 23?
it's right on 23, I think.
It is?
Or no,
Can't be.
That was
Big.
the oil and gas.
what is it, Big Island Run?
Big Run?
Big,
Big run.
yeah.
Big Run.
I'm sorry. I just don't know the area well enough yet. I know how to get to it. Work with me here. If you go to, what's the road right before Salem that goes off to the
Route
left?
23.
Starts with a T.
Target.
And then you come back just a little ways and go up that road.
That's Route 23.
Okay, that's where it's at. It's
So you're
way,
going
way.
north on Route 23. How
Yeah.
far north on Route 23?
I think it's just at 8 miles. I think.
8
Seven-
miles.
seven- 7.9.
You're talking about Center Point. That's
You're talking about.
That's JD. That's been there for,
Oh, okay.
that's the one that's been there forever.
Yeah.
We've had problems.
That it's been reported and
Okay.
nobody does anything about
I would like
We
to,
agree.
I would like to
We agree
take,
with that.
yeah, I would like to take action on that
Okay.
somehow. And I don't know how it's going to be, because what we're going to get into is we're going to get into an argument of DEP saying, well, it's not our responsibility, and Army Corps is going to say, well, it's not us. But it's got to come out of there. I mean, it's
But
bad.
doesn't the county commission have the right to declare something a hazard and have it pulled out by your own floodplain ordinance
Yes.
if it wasn't permitted?
Actually, that thing that Diane just handed out, that would be an example that the county commission could use. About that piece of paper Diane Pitcock read earlier.
Yeah. But it's
Have you seen this?
I have. I've got photographs of it.
And the opposite side of the bridge is all eat out.
Yeah.
You can't even
Yeah.
pass it.
Well, no, that's okay. There's a house that sits over there.
This is directly in McElroy Creek, it's right on Route 23.
It's,
And it's the southbound lane, it's between,
it's past Center Point, past Talkington Fork, on the left.
if you
There's,
go
I can't think of the fellow's name that lives across the creek there.
You
He
mean
has a metal
just, you
bridge.
mean just right by Talkington, right past it?
No, continue to go up past the church, come down the hill.
Okay, I know where you mean.
Yeah. We have reported that to the EPA.
Okay.
They supposedly, were supposed to come out and look at it.
Okay.
That has not been permitted by the Army Corps of Engineers. That's unpermitted.
If JP did it, it's not permitted.
Right.
Well, I know that the repair work, they didn't get a permit for, because, I mean, it's trash.
Okay.
It really, I mean, that's truly a safety issue out there, because it is causing, now the folks downstream love it because their fields are not getting flooded at all.
Yeah.
But the folks upstream, there's a lady whose house is constantly surrounded by water now, and the gentleman on upstream who I talked to, And we really need to address that.
Okay.
So,
I know where it's at.
okay. I'm going to be in Thursday. I'll be in all day Thursday. If you guys would like to come out with me then, well, at some point, or one of you, or...
I may be in Charleston Thursday, so count me out.
Okay.
All right? Probably will be. But I know where it is. I've seen it. I live there.
Well, give me a call when you,
Get in Thursday.
and figure it out. I've got a call that I had to take Thursday morning.
All right, that's good.
Well, yeah, we have photos of that from 4 years ago when it was put in. The slow progression of its construction.
Actually, and this, like I said, that's going to be the issue, because everybody's going to be going, oh, it's not our issue, it's your issue.
No, it's an unpermitted use. You're not allowed to push it.
I'm gonna, now that I know about it,
I'm going back and break that.
we're going to, it's got to go on to the next, I don't have any food.
No, they're gonna pay bills, and I'm going home.
And it will be sometime after the 11th of July. Because my orders here will be 10 days after the meeting. So after the
I need to recuperate from the one that I just did. Okay. Give me.
Yeah, well, I mean, when the executive session.
Oh, are you still in? I didn't know if you adjourned for already or not.
We haven't adjourned.
Well, if we could go into executive, that'd be awesome. It's just a personal issue.
Bo,
Yeah.